On most of the world's major underground networks, from New York to Paris to Seoul, you can use your mobile phone in tunnels. Even Glasgow's subway has coverage. But London's tube is a signal black spot, restricted to Wi-Fi on station platforms. Well, that could soon be about to change, with TfL preparing to invite bids from the telecoms industry to set up a network. It isn't a move that is going down well with all passengers, but those in favour say it is high time the capital caught up with the rest of the world, as Ruth Zorko reports.
The tunnels of the underground are a genuine black spot, one of the few places in the capital where your mobile phone won't work. But that's now set to change.
I think it's a really positive thing for business and Londoners. There's that extra bit of productivity you can get from being connected more of the time than we are now. That could be used for business purposes, personal purposes, both, it'll depend. So I think it's a really welcome boost if this comes off.
Routers like this already give us wireless internet in 250 tube stations, but we'll now need antennas all the way down the tunnels to extend mobile internet and voice calling. At the moment, you can get Wi-Fi in the stations, but not in the tunnels. So as long as the train is stationary, I can even stream live TV. But as soon as we move off, I lose my connection. Once that problem is a thing of the past, London will be up to standard with cities like New York, Berlin and Tokyo.
That would be really awesome, like if you could get messages and if you can get WhatsApp messages while you're travelling, that would be really awesome.
Yeah, it'd be good. It gets frustrating, isn't it? You know what I mean? You talk to someone and suddenly, oh, can you wait a minute, I'm going through a tunnel or something like that, and your phone just goes off, so yeah, it'd be good.
But not all Londoners are in favour.
And will create a lot of noise and a lot of unnecessary conversations most of the time.
Just somebody yakking away on your left or right, talking about what they have for breakfast, that would be rather tiresome, but I mean...
And we've been here before.
Using mobile phones underground on the tube has come a step closer to reality.
This programme first reported on plans to install mobile phone technology on the tube back in 2005, when Ken Livingstone was mayor, and phones looked like this.
The reason it collapsed last time is there wasn't really enough money for the operators to make them do it. There were some regulatory difficulties, but that's the real problem. There is more money in mobile phones now than there was then, so that's a help. And frankly, we all need it much more than we did. We depend on our mobile phones much more than we did then, so I think there is a good chance it will happen this time.
The cost of building the network is estimated at £100 million. The big question is, who will foot the bill? Ruth Zorko, ITV News.
Well, as you saw in Ruth's report, the idea of being able to use mobile phones wherever we are on the tube has divided opinion. Well, joining the debate now is the technology writer Zoe Cunningham and Amy Dicketts, the founder of the Commuteblog. Well, Amy, let's start with you. First of all, where do you stand on this?
Yeah, so I have a blog called Commuteblog, and I photograph and speak to strangers on the tube.
Right.
And it's only when you start to try to speak to people you realise how many people are plugged into their phones, they've got their headphones in, they're texting, and actually no one is in the moment. So it's very hard to catch people's attention already. So people being able to make phone calls is just another obstacle.
So you're saying, you know, it just doesn't... We shouldn't be so obsessed with our phones or whatever we're using. But what about the practical point of view that people really need to be able to use their phones wherever they are now? And we do it in other cities all around the world. Why are we so far behind here?
Well, I don't think they do. I mean, as a commuter, I don't really want to hear what someone's planning to have for their dinner while they're discussing it with their wife on the phone. I think that can probably wait 15 minutes. And also, if you're trying to avoid an awkward conversation, now you're not going to be able to say, oh, I'm just going underground. You're going to have that annoying conversation. So,
Zoe, let's bring you in here. What do you think, as a technology expert? I mean, this is kind of essential, isn't it, in this day and age? It's 2017, we should be doing this.
I think that's absolutely right. And I also think that, as a general principle, yes, sometimes we do need time off from our phone and we need to detox and unplug. But I think it's best if we can choose that time for ourselves. So it might be that actually on the tube is the most useful and productive place for me to do my work. And actually, I'd rather have an hour off at home when I can sit at home, turn my phone off, you know, have a nice glass of wine and relax.
What about what Amy's saying, though, that, you know, the tube, I mean, it's busy enough. Rush hour is an ordeal as it is for some people who have to travel it. People talking on their phones as well. We see them all online, but now talking?
Well, I think actually if you have access to the mobile you know, mobile signal and hence mobile internet, you can actually use your phone to do. Lots of people are actually not on the internet because they can't get it in between stations. So they're playing games or they're doing something that really isn't a great use of their time. If you have access to the internet, you'll be able to do a lot more useful things.
OK. Amy, you know, it's 2017, as I said. People are going to want this.
I know I'm supposed to be a millennial who loves being on their phone, but I think if you are on your phone all the time, you lose the ability to just be in the moment, and then you miss lots of actually interesting interactions with people around you rather than just your friends on your phone. So.
All right, well, listen, Amy Dicketts, Zoe Cunningham, thank you very much for joining me, both of you. You've heard the debate here going on. Are phones on tubes a good idea or a bad idea? Well, you can let us know by taking part in our online survey, where currently 36% are in favour. Only 36%. We'll search for ITV London to have your say.